everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. This time I'm reviewing Stellar Blade. It was developed by Shipped Up and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment and was released on April 26th of 2024 for the PlayStation 5. What exactly is Stellar Blade? Well, let me read this short synopsis to give you a general idea of what this game is about. The future of humanity is balanced on the edge of a blade. Ravaged by strange, powerful creatures, Earth has been abandoned, and what is left of the decimated human race has fled to a colony in outer space. After traveling from the colony, Eve arrives on the desolate remains of our planet with a clear-cut mission: to save humankind by reclaiming Earth from the Nabitata, the malevolent force that has devastated it. That's a pretty decent thing, and it kind of reminds me of another game, which I'm not going to talk about just yet, but let's get into basically the main meat and bones of this game is the combat. This is a third-person action adventure, sort of RPG style game where you go around killing enemies, exploring the world, doing missions, side quests for NPCs, and progressing the story. Now, the main focus of this game has to be, I personally think, is the combat. The combat focuses heavily on you making sure that you memorize and remember attack patterns of all the enemies and know how to properly counter and parry and attack them back. Now, when you correctly do a countering move, it fills your beta gauge. And once your beta gauge fills up all the way, then you can then use that power to do a super armor piercing move and some combo interruptions and stuff like that. Now, also, focusing heavy on countering, you have to worry about parrying and doing combos to your enemies as well. Like I said, it's very heavily focused on knowing the enemy's attack patterns, knowing when to dodge, when to parry, and when to attack and hit them with a combo. Now, when you do successful parries and combos to your enemies, it will fill up your burst gauge, which allows Eve to use different additional buffs and power attacks. Now, as for the traversal of the game world, as you go around exploring it, you can scale certain walls and also use these ropes to swing in certain areas, stuff like that. And this is where I have to say the game kind of reminds me of another game a little bit. It's got its own unique flavor to it, but at the same time, it does remind me of this game a lot, which really isn't a bad thing, because the game this reminds me of, I'm going to say, is Nier Automata. It kind of does. It really does. Because even the open world design of this game, it's not a massive, giant open world. It's got these big open world areas that are split in between that and these areas that are connected by linear dungeons. Once again, just like Nier Automata. Now, as you progress through to be able to get the new areas in the game world, as you progress through the story mode, it will unlock these new areas as you go through. Naturally, you have NPCs that will give you side quests that allow you to do stuff to unlock other stuff, including new outfits for Eve. And also the thing I thought was kind of cool is it has a fast travel system in it that uses phone booths that you come across. Yeah, does anyone nowadays know what the hell a phone booth is? I do, because I'm just that old. Most people are like, what's that? Well, it's what Superman used to change his clothes in. But seriously, as you play through the game and as you level up as Eve, you'll get SP points, which naturally you use to unlock different skills in one of the 5 skill trees. And some of the trees are not unlocked at first. It's not until you progress far enough into the game that all the skill trees will unlock. But as you go through and get these different points, you can put them into certain abilities to mix and match and make Eve basically have different move sets. And what I found, which I can recommend for a new person playing this game, is what I would recommend are these particular skills that you can get pretty early on that'll really help it and make it easier for you to play through the game. First of all is Beta Recharge 1 and 2. Getting these naturally increases Eve's beta energy charge rate. Ambush is great. Shockwave and Shield Breaker works great. Rush Chain 1. Focus Boost, Counter 1, and Repulse. Those are the ones that I chose early on because they made it to where I was able to be more fluent and gain my abilities back to be able to use my combos a little bit quicker. And it made the game a lot funner for me. Now, keep in mind, you can build your game character any way you want with these different skills you unlock in the skill trees. And if you don't like what you do, you can go and reset your points and pick different, different skills. So I thought that was kind of cool. Now, another thing I have to point out about this game is the visual fidelity of it. It's running on Unreal Engine 5, and it looks very, very pretty. It's a very, very nice looking game. I have had no issues with it at all. I've had no crashes. I've had no slowdown with it. It's been buttery smooth, and the control of it is great. I love the aspect that this does use the controller, the force feedbacks of the controller to let you know how accurate you are when you're attacking enemies. Based on the amount of force feedback you have, you can tell if you're accurate or not. It actually helped me get more fluent and a lot more, impressive, combos. Honestly, it helped me actually learn to play the game better. I know that sounds ridiculous, and I'm not sure if that's what they intended by it, but honestly, the dual sense controller's feedback actually made it to where I was playing the game better. Maybe that was just me. Now, as for game length, you're looking anywhere from 20, 25 hours or so. I was able to beat it in 22 and a half hours. I didn't do all of the side missions, which do unlock new outfits and some other stuff as well. But I just didn't really feel like doing that. So that's why I went and got through it. Like I said, about almost a little under 23 hours. So is it a huge game? And it's not too big, but I have to say it does not overstay its welcome. You do get a good amount of gameplay in this for the price you pay. It is a full price game of $70, and it is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. I don't know. I don't think it will ever be on any other game system, but I don't know. Hopefully in the future it might, because I do have a problem with there being exclusives to just certain game systems. I think at a certain time it should go to other systems as well, because nowadays, with all these studios that keep getting closed because they didn't sell 8,000 million billion copies of their game, I don't think it's fair for a development studio not to get a chance. And with a new IP like this, the only nitpick I have to say, which is not a bad one at all, is it kind of reminded me with the story and the way the world was built, similar to Nier Automata, which is not a bad thing at all. Nier Automata was fantastic. But honestly, that's just my personal opinion on this title. Please leave in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me on this. If you played Stellar Blade, what was your personal opinion, your thoughts on it? Was there anything in particular that I forgot to mention in my review? Please give me a thumbs up, leave lots of comments so I can answer each and every single one of them. And of course, here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.